The students are phenomenal, and I love that everything that we do here is student centered. Like, they come first. It doesn't matter what's going on outside the building, anywhere in the building. Like, they come first, and we make sure that they get everything they need, whether that's like social emotional things or education or just a hug in the hallway. So we have like teams at the beginning of the year. We get together and do competitions throughout the year. Like, we've had to take photos. Like, at Christmas we had to like dress up in like a costume and then take a photo, and then at one point we like had to hide something and like make it look like we were throwing snowballs at people. Like, we just do fun little competitions, and whoever wins gets a prize, like a lunch at the end of the month, or different things like that. Then we also have like an encourager every month. So we have one person that we each have the whole year, and we send them like an encouraging note every month, and like just say what we're thankful for about them, or something that we see that they do that, you know, inspires us to be better teachers, better humans. So I really like central office. They stop in here all the time. A lot of instructional specialists and just people in the building, and they come in and they like walk through classrooms and they tell you what they like and give you encouragement and tell you, oh, you could try this instead and it might help you. And I really like that they come in and tell us. As a team, we meet together and we plan curriculum, but as far as like spinning in our own way, we can spin it our own way. As long as we're teaching the same concepts and like doing the same sort of things, we can spin it our own way. So each teacher has different things that they do every day. Like, my centers may look different than another kindergarten centers, but we're all teaching the same content.
I taught pre-K for 3 years privately, and then I have been in this room in 3rd grade for the past 7 years. It's home. I love teaching where I live, and then I just really love the community, both Winchester, but also the community here at Justice. It really does feel like a family. I can't imagine leaving, even if I could make more or have different types of benefits in another place. I just really love it here. I am a people person, so I'm very social. I try and get to know people in other grades, but every grade level there are people that ask about, you know, how's your day? I have a lot of my closest friends work here with me, and I've made them through work. I didn't know them outside of here. I'm in a book club with 6 other people that work here, and we have a book club and we hang out outside and go to each other's houses, and it's a good community to work in, both professionally but also personally. I've made so many friends here. Clark County has implemented a lot of things, especially in the last couple of years under Superintendent Howard, to kind of get people to want to work in Clark County. They just recently opened the Cardinal's Nest, which is daycare for employees of the school that's only $20 a day, which is way cheaper than daycare anywhere else. There are employee discounts around the community. Obviously we have normal benefits, but I really enjoy working for Clark County. With Clark County, we follow a pacing guide. I know 4th grade, because they're tested in science, has a science pacing guide, but for the other grades we have a reading and a math pacing guide that just say, these are the standards that across the county we should hit these months, which is actually really nice because Winchester is kind of almost a transient community. We get a lot of transfers from within districts. So it is nice, since they've implemented that, if I get a kid from another school in the district, they're about on the same place of what I've already taught. But within our school, we're held accountable, and our administration is in the rooms, but it's never like a gotcha, like I'm looking for things that you're doing wrong. It's very much from a place of, oh, we're so excited to see all the amazing things that are happening in your classroom, and they'll leave like compliments and send you emails after the fact, and it's just really nice to feel supported and encouraged. And you know, while I do have a job and I'm going to be held accountable for my job, I don't feel like I'm a robot that has to teach this exact way. So even within our grade level, we team plan, all the teams team plan. So we're teaching the same standards, but what you see in my room may be different than what you see next door or over there. The content's all the same, but we have the freedom to hit that content in whatever way that we choose. I really haven't had an issue as long as it's a reasonable request. If we ask for it and it's a need, they'll find a way to purchase it for us. So you know, I have a class set of rulers and supplies are bought, and if I need more crayons because all my crayons are destroyed, they'll order a class set of crayons. Or if I need more pencils, we get more pencils. It's not, I don't feel like if I need to ask for something that I'm begging or that I need to barter in any sort of way to get what I need. I think what I need for my room is what the kids need, and because Mary says it all the time, we want to keep the main thing, and teaching these kids and making sure that the whole child is cared for is our main priority. So if we need something to accomplish that, it's going to be provided to us. I'll say we have a really great involved PTO, and not only do they organize really fun events for the families of justice, but they take excellent care of the staff and teachers. Like, we get spoiled not only on Teacher Appreciation Week, but throughout the year. So there were a couple times in the fall that we had a caramel apple buffet where they had apples sliced up and different toppings that we could come through and get. And they had parents come in and bring soups for all the teachers one day in the fall. We just had a glow dance that they sponsored for the families, and it was a lot of fun for everyone that went. So we have a really great PTO, and then the parent support in general is really good. We have a lot of amazing families here. I luckily, since I've been here for 7 years, have gotten to teach some siblings that are in the same family, and it's been really cool to be like, oh yeah, I remember, and get to see the kids that maybe aren't here anymore, but they come visit on open house and they're like, oh, Miss Hicks. So it's been cool to develop those relationships.
My little ones are, I've got one in first grade and then I've got one in second grade. So originally I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. However, after getting married, which moved here where my husband's from. So I've been here since about 2016. So Justice is extremely community based. They take time to get to know everyone individually, each student. They take time to reach out and inform all of the parents and everybody who's involved in the community about what's going on here. So my main goal and focus is to be informed on, you know, any statistics in the school, anything that's going on, to be in the know, and to I guess, you know, anywhere I'm needed, like I said previously,
Right.
I just like to be in support as well of the school. Basically, we go over, you know, the funding, we go over, you know, the different tests that are, you know, that they're going to take. Nothing like individual, but we go over like, I guess, any improvements, any areas that need to improve, any positions that may need to be filled. So basically anything that the school is in need of. The principal here is amazing. I've never seen or met anybody like her because she's extremely genuine, and she's always the same. Like, there's never any inconsistency with her across the board. She ensures that, you know, everybody is good to go. Which everybody comes from different backgrounds, so I would say the other parents, some of them have either already been on the council. This is my first year, so they are definitely more informative than I am. But I still like to learn from them. And I don't look at it as, you know, anything that would involve tension or anything like that. But I learn a lot from them. Like, that's the culture here. It's family.
Yeah.
It's family. You can feel it. You can see it. The teachers, am I allowed to say their names? Okay, so Ms. Harrison, first grade, she is amazing. She takes time to really get to know each one of her kids and allows them to feel comfortable in her classroom. So, you know, maybe they may not come from homes that may be comfortable to them. When they come to school, you know, there's love. She's always hugging them when she drops them off to lunch. Every single day they get a hug. They always feel loved. And so I love that they go above and beyond to make the students really feel like family. And so, and also, Miss Miners. She does an awesome job teaching them and ensuring that they are at home away from home in good hands. They do so much fun things for their children. Like they don't, of course they implement education, they make sure that they're in a safe environment, but they also engage outside of education, and they do a bunch of volunteering, a bunch of giving back, and so I love Justice. Like, Justice is the reason I have not moved from this county, because my children are so comfortable here. So, the PTO, fantastic. They're awesome. They go above and beyond for the teachers, principals, students, etc. It's just, the whole environment's great. I love Justice, and I'm proud to be a Justice mom.
I've been here at Justice for 5 years. I started at Clark County Preschool and followed the 4-year-olds over to Justice as kindergartners, and now those kids are in 4th grade. I think the fact that I am one-on-one with my students and get to know them. So at the hospital, you're only with them for a short period of time. And when you're at school, you get to build those relationships. And so that's been really fun to meet the students and the families. Typical day here is I come in and start with taking care of my kids that get daily meds. I have students that get catheters 3 times a day. I have diabetic students. We have several students who have seizures and emergency medicines for anaphylaxis. So lots of high medical needs, but also just the fun stuff for me, which is just little boo-boos that I get to fix really quickly and give the kids a little TLC. Yeah. So we always have to have an order, just like you would in a hospital, from a physician. We have standing orders to a certain degree, and then we always have parent consent forms. And so any medications that come in that have the pharmacy label, then obviously we follow those, or we have doctor's notes from either UK if it's a diabetic, sometimes Cincinnati Children's, just wherever, and then we make emergency care plans for those kids that may need those special needs. And then we also have a school-based clinic now that has a nurse practitioner, so if there's a big need, then we're able to call her and get what we need for those kids.
Well, my favorites, they really good school. When when they talking about kids, we moved to Winchester. The kids, they told me, "Mommy, please, we can't. No, please, we love my school here." And I say, "Okay, maybe new good friends. Sometimes it's good for a change." And I promise you. Lexington, they really good. It's big town, but it's a lot of traffic. And right now, Lexington, I'm a little bit scared Lexington right now. Just something wrong and more. So I really like the town. I don't know, but I love Winchester. They really love. And for Justice, oh man, my little ones, they love school. They talking about me. Everybody is friendly, and everybody help whatever. This is why the only I really like here it is any trouble, sometimes kids is sometimes okay, sometimes not. They help a lot. So my little ones, they play soccer indoor and out. So they work. We play soccer both. So we do indoor in Lexington and we do FC Kentucky here in Winchester. So sometimes kids is tired, and every morning, single morning time, because I'm drop off kids in the morning. When the little ones, they mad, they Miss Maldonado. Oh my gosh, she's so nice. What you doing? Hey, how are you? Everything okay? Don't worry, the days is fast. So that's why when basically the kids open the door about the car, oh my God, their face, they really change. They love school. Dylan, they really, really love school. Yeah. Okay, so mis niños en específico aman Justice por la gratitud que tiene la escuela, por cómo son cada una de las personas que están aquí, específicamente los maestros son muy atentos, muy comprensibles, muy, ¿cuál es la otra palabra? Específicamente son humanitarios. Justice tiene algo en específico que ellos aman y es la humanidad que tienen hacia cada uno de los niños que están aquí.
This is my third year at Justice Elementary School. I'm actually not from Winchester, so I went to school in the mountains. It's a private Christian school called Redbird Christian School. There were about 200 K through 12 kids, very small, very just kind of sheltered, backwoods kind of home life. So grew up kind of in a Christian home and surrounded myself in a workplace that brought a lot of those values and morals back. So it's very home-like here and very family-oriented, which is kind of what guided me to Justice. The one thing that would set Justice apart from other schools that I've visited or even taught at is how we all come together as a family. When we say that we are a family-oriented school, we most certainly are. Not only do staff members have children who go to school here, but we also kind of take in our students and our other kids that we work with as one of our own. Building relationships with these kids is my number one goal at school, and so I love that Justice makes that a priority every day to find some child, somebody to make an impression on, so that they can feel the same way we do coming to work every day. We have great support outside of the classroom. I am a behavior support mentor, I guess, at our school. I'm a special education teacher, but I handle our behavior at our school. And so outside of the classroom, when kids are needing extra just emotional support or behavioral support, they can come with me. We can do check-ins, check-outs, we do breaks. A lot of things are incentivized, so my children will work for incentive-based rewards that are earned daily or weekly. Not only does the support, it doesn't stop in the school or in my classroom, obviously, but we also support families outside of school. Miss Eva, our Frisky lady, she's amazing. She works with families one-to-one. She gets things organized for our families who need extra help. So the support is endless, really. If you need anything, we can support you. That's probably one of my favorite things about my job, is that I get to build a relationship with students that's kind of on another level. It's not something that you get to experience in a general education classroom with 25 or so kids at one time. So a lot of my relationships are personal. I love these kids just like they're my own. I treat them like they're my own kids. They know that they can count on me and depend on me, and it's an equal respect that we build throughout the year. And so building relationships with them and then letting them know that I'm here to love them, I'm somebody that they can always come to anytime, is my favorite part about my job. My parents are amazing. I usually speak with my parents on a weekly basis, some of them not as often, but my parents are here to support me. If there are ever any issues with any of my students, I know that I always have them to kind of back up and reinforce or just support me. Parents kind of reach out to me for resources. I also reach out to them for resources, for information. They know their child better than I do, obviously. So I, for one, am very, very, very adamant about building a positive relationship with my students' parents. It goes hand in hand.
So I'm Beverly Muncie, and this is my son, Andrew Muncie. He's 24 years old. He graduated from GRC in 2019, and that was during, then COVID struck, and we didn't have a purpose. So we sat on the couch a lot, and Andrew has special needs. He was born with cerebral palsy. And his speech is very limited, and he's probably got a mind of a 3-year-old, but he's a fun boy. So losing our purpose, we were having then behavioral outbreaks, and so Amy Reese, the librarian here, suggested that maybe he needed a purpose again. And from the first day we walked in the school, it has been amazing. You parents that are leery of school, of their safety, of the people that love your children, do not hesitate. This place is unreal. 56 years ago, I attended this school when it was Central School, and my principal was Willis Justice. So it's just kind of a circle. We've made a circle. And I just appreciate the opportunity that they give me and Andrew to come and volunteer. When the very first day we walked in, of course, he's a giant. He's 6'4" and probably weighs 225, and they could tell right off the bat that something wasn't right. And so Miss Reese introduced us, and then I explained to them Andrew's with special needs, and they had lots of questions, and I didn't know exactly how, they all just were in awe, but lots of hugs that day, lots of high fives, lots of fist bumps, and I explained that, when he was born, his brain did not develop, so he's kind of like a 3-year-old, and of course, from that day on, they just took him in their arms and just loved him, and he loves them. And I just can't tell these parents what great kids they have, that they accept Andrew for what he is in here. And I am very excited that he gets to love on all your kids.
I am completing my second year here at Justice Elementary. I worked in Fayette County previously. I was drawn to the small town feel, the close-knit community, and I wanted to make an impact on where my children went to school. I have 5 children here in the Clark County Public School System. I have a child in the preschool, 1 child here with me, 2 students at the intermediate school, and 1 at the junior high. So being a part of the district and having an impact on the educational system that's offered to our students is very important for me, professionally and personally. District support in Clark County is fantastic. One of the perks of being in a small town is that your superintendent can frequently be seen walking down the hallways and classrooms. Just last week, Superintendent Howard was in a 1st grade classroom learning and completing math problems with students, and that makes a difference. That makes a difference to our students, it makes a difference to our teachers, and as a district leader as well. One thing that's important to me with my leadership style is the impact of being a servant leader. And so I believe wholeheartedly in the idea that there is nothing that I would ask of an employee, of a staff member, that I wouldn't do myself. So I serve in the cafeteria. If we're short a custodian, then I'm going to wipe tables and help sweep the floor. I believe that my role as the building leader is to help in any capacity. So if there is any role that any staff member has, I too should be able to fill in and help with that. I would say I definitely have a hands-on approach. I like to be visible. Visibility is very important to me. I do try to make it into classrooms every day because I do feel like the heartbeat of our school is in the classrooms where the teachers and the students are, and so that's where I feel like my place should be. That's where I need to be, and that is where I want to be. I would say, as the leader of Justice, I have the responsibility, I have the duty to our community, our families, our students, to get it right when it comes to staff and teacher selection. I think we're at a time where it has never been more difficult to be an educator, but the reward has never been greater given what our students are facing on a day-to-day basis. So above all, I'm looking for someone that is passionate about public education, committed to relationships, wants to be in a creative environment where they can think outside the box and try new things and be encouraged to look at things and approach things in a way that maybe hasn't typically been done in the past. And I want people that have the drive to improve and get better. I feel like when it comes to justice, there are so many reasons that being a part of the Justice family would benefit candidates and things that maybe are a little bit more special here. I like to think we pride ourselves on the relationships that we build with students. When I came to Justice 2 years ago, everyone, person after person, said, wait until you see the relationships that our staff members build with students. And I have seen that through and through throughout last year, and as I've continued into my second year. It takes a special person to connect with a child, but our connections are deep and they are lasting. And when you see students that went here 3, 4, 5, even 10 to 15 years ago that are still part of a community and reaching out and saying, this is the impact that Justice has made on me, I would have to say that it's one of the things that makes Justice the most special. It really is truly a special place. I often have visitors that come into the school, and before they leave, they'll say, Miss Maldonado, can I come into your office? And they'll shut the door and they will say, you have a very special place here. And they'll share their experiences in other areas of the state and just different places. And it always comes back to they want me to know, and they want to know, do I know how special it is here? And I assure them that I do. And it's nice to know your blessings when you're living them, when you're able to fulfill those relationships with students. It's not I look back on it and I say, oh, wow, this was the great thing that we had then. I realize it now in the moment, and our staff does, and our students and our families do as well. So Justice is a Title I school, which means we have the opportunity and we have the privilege to serve a community that sometimes has a variety of needs outside the school. We have an outstanding family resource coordinator, Miss Eva Miller, and she works with our families to provide a whole host of opportunities, everything from meeting basic needs to also helping educate our families with younger students from 0 to 5, helping to make sure that we partner with community partners, other businesses to provide anything that our families need beyond the academic or the educational setting. As the principal of Justice, I have a duty and I have a responsibility to get it right when it comes to staff selections. I have that responsibility and I owe it to our community, our families, and our students. And so the ideal candidate at Justice is one who has a passion for public education, is committed to creating and developing and fostering genuine relationships with our students. Someone who wants to collaborate with their team, learn from others. They have a drive to grow and they can think outside the box. A willingness and a love for doing things in a novel way, in a way that is not your standard. I want to learn and do something new to provide a new experience for our students. So if you are interested in hearing about all the great things that Justice has to offer, I would love to speak with you.